Greetings from Shed Sound Studio here in rural West Virginia. My name is Ian Beabout, and today I thought I would do something a little bit different. I know that it's been a little while since I've talked with you, about a month since I've posted anything on the channel, and the reason for this is simple. I've been incredibly busy the past month doing mixing projects, doing tape transfers, and also I've taken on a new project, which I will talk about more at the end of the video. But in the process of doing a video on the Gossamer project, which you can also see on this channel, I uncovered some video footage of a song that was released a few years ago with a project called Coloratura, and this song, apparently I had archived on video every single stage of the process. So we're talking about from demo sessions through the end of tracking.
It's a prison of rivets and rust. Freedom lives on the Nautilus.
There were a few things here and there that I didn't find, a few maybe instrument tracks that weren't there. But for the most part, what you're about to see and what I'm about to talk about is the development of a song. So the name of the song is Nautilus, and it was written by my friend and collaborator Nathan James. The two of us had a group together called Coloratura, and while Coloratura was still active, we released one full-length album while we were still in school and college that was just kind of done during the after hours, and a second record entitled Unfamiliar Skies, which was actually the first album recorded here in Shed Sound Studio. So this song that I'm about to discuss was recorded here, and it was on that Unfamiliar Skies record. And Unfamiliar Skies ended up being released on the Melodic Revolution Records label. So it is on Spotify if you want to hear it. It is on Apple Music, and it is on YouTube. So, in fact, I am anticipating a copyright claim on this video, which is fine. I'm perfectly cool with that because it is my work. It's our work, you know. It's mine and Nathan James' work. So, first off, what we did is Nathan brought lyrics to the studio one day, and these lyrics were very fantasy in nature, and were all about the giant squid at the bottom of the ocean. And I believe this may have been somewhat influenced by 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So very immediately, it called for a certain kind of production. It needed to have kind of a murky, waterlogged sound to it. So to accomplish this, we manipulated the bass guitar in unusual ways through this old pedal that I had.
In a casket of steel they all trust, and they call her the Nautilus. It's a prison of rivets and rust. Freedom lives on the Nautilus.
So we tracked the demo. The demo was done entirely by Nathan. He did the bass first, 2 guitar tracks, and then vocals. And we took this song, and we knew that we needed to have a band for it. We needed a rhythm section. And keep in mind, when we started to make this album, we did not have a drummer. We did not have a guitar player. The folks that we recorded the first album with had either graduated college and moved on, or were just unable to make the sessions for one reason or another. So I had to enlist new musicians. First off, Eric Holsky on drums. The reason why he ended up getting the gig is because Eric was able to navigate shifting time signatures and music that alternated bars and such. And we needed that because there's literally a section in right before the chorus of this song where it goes through about 3 or 4 different time signatures. It literally mutates from one bar to the next. So we really needed a drummer who was able to handle these kind of demanding time changes. And Eric did a wonderful job, as I'm sure you can hear by all of the extracts of this song that will be played throughout this video. For guitar, we ended up enlisting a guy who's become a really good friend of mine since then, and a frequent collaborator. His name is Derek Pavlik. And Derek got the gig because he was not only a massive Frank Zappa fan, but he also owned a Gibson SG. And I wanted in the guitar tones a very, stoner metal sound. I wanted to evoke Black Sabbath or Rainbow. So, we discussed this tone, which is kind of an amalgam of Tony Iommi and Frank Zappa. And even the note choice is kind of an amalgam of Tony Iommi and Frank Zappa. We did several passes on Derek's guitar. A lot of what ended up on the album is, in fact, an improvisation. He did beef up certain choruses and such with, kind of like a loud guitar sound. But at one point, I just kind of pointed at him and told him to blow. And that's the guitar solo that you hear on the record. He's an incredibly improvisational musician who can just go with the flow of wherever the session or performance is going. So this track was released on Unfamiliar Skies. And as Unfamiliar Skies was kind of the maiden voyage of Shed Sounds, if you will, I was still very much figuring out how to work in the space. So it's not a perfect representation of what I'm capable of. It's a perfect representation of what I was capable of between 2016 and 2017. Or I'm sorry, it would have been 2017 and 2018 now that I think about it. Because I believe that would have been that would have been the year I graduated. So this all would have taken place 2017, 2018. So anyway, now that that's out of the way, when it was released, I was never happy with the mix on this particular song. Something about it always just kind of sounded a little white and noisy to me and a bit overcompressed. So if you want to hear what the original sounds like, here's a sample. yeah, that was the album release. And now here's the brand new 2020 remix of Nautilus, the same part of the song. Hopefully you can hear a huge difference. I can certainly tell a huge difference. I feel like the new one is less compressed and you can hear more detail. So this leads to the project announcement that I wanted to discuss at the beginning of this video. So I will be working on a brand new compilation comprised of all kinds of material that has been either recorded or mixed here at Shed Sounds. And, again, this is very early stages of production. I still have to get permission to use a lot of stuff. But what I know right now is that there is going to be a coloratura EP of sorts that's going to open. And included in this EP are new mixes of the songs Vesuvian Tide Pools and Nautilus, plus a brand new song that was kind of discovered. And I'm sure that when that comes to fruition, I will do a new video about it. It's called There's Something in My Basement. But I'm also going through and looking at old jam sessions and re-editing them in ways that are kind of forced. They're not intended to be that way, but hopefully in the new edits, they'll seem more song-like and have some sort of sense of form. And this is actually where There's Something in My Basement comes from. So that's going to be the new track on the coloratura side. But it's also going to have Gossamer Project, some new music from them that's yet to be recorded. I believe there's also going to be some like best of type stuffs where I do take previously released material that's maybe harder to find or isn't available as much as other stuff or it isn't on streaming and put together a mix that somehow represents the work that I've done here. So this is the official announcement of that. It's in its very early stages, and I'm probably not going to know what that's going to look like for another year or so. But yeah, I hope that this video sparks some interest in that project. Please let me know what you thought of this in the comments. If you have any questions about how the song was put together, by all means, I would be happy to hear from you. And yeah, it's been a real pleasure talking with you today. Once again, my name's been Ian Beabout, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.